Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is a post from Real Robert on X, and I'm going to read this to you, and I'm going to let you listen to this. It's a pretty long thing. I'm not going to interrupt it a bunch of times. We're just going to listen. Oh, we might only listen to the first couple minutes because he starts taking questions and everything. It says, and this is Minnesota. Republican State Representative Steve Drazkowski confirms beyond a shadow of a doubt Ilhan Omar did marry her brother and admitted she would do what she had to do to get him papers to stay in the U.S. He has the receipts, affidavits, eviction notices, marriage certificate, and other documents. There is now a demand for the arrest of Ilhan Omar for crimes including federal tax fraud, federal immigration fraud, federal student loan fraud, and state violations such as perjury, bigamy, incest, kickbacks, and campaign finance abuse, spanning from the East Coast to the Mississippi River, including Boston, Washington, New York, Chicago, and Florida. Now let's check this out. Like I said, around the 2 minute mark, he starts taking questions. It's 14 minutes, so I don't know if we'll listen to all of it, but we'll listen to most of it.
Omar on the U.S. House Committee on Foreign Affairs. I'm also asking Congresswoman Craig to initiate an ethics investigation into Congresswoman Omar because of questions about federal tax fraud, federal immigration fraud, federal student loan fraud, and state violations of perjury, bigamy, kickbacks, and acts of campaign fraud abuse in Boston, Washington, New York, Chicago, and Florida. There are also violations of state ethics or of the Minnesota House ethics rules regarding colleges for speeches she gave while she was in partial control of their budgets as a member of the House Higher Education Finance Committee in both 2017 and 2018. She was found guilty of the violations by the Minnesota Campaign Finance Board 3 weeks ago in order to return those funds on June 6th. Ms. Omar appears to be a serial career criminal and should not have access to our nation's highest secrets and intelligence. That is why I'm calling on our Congresswoman Angie Craig to protect both our national security and our respect of the rule of law. Tax fraud, immigration fraud, student loan fraud, perjury, bigamy, kickbacks, and campaign abuse fraud from the East Coast to the Mississippi River. If those charges have been brought against Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann, the Star Tribune would not have said on Sunday that she was attempting to, quote, skirt the law, and then followed up with a front page story the next day on a pie-in-the-sky proposal that had zero chances of becoming law. Minnesota deserves better. America demands more. I'm presenting you with a copy of my letter and just a sampling of the materials available to you on these topics, and we'll take your questions. Here's the sampling of materials that I have offered you today. Anybody who would like them, there's many more than this available all over social media and in printed publicity and elsewhere. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll take your questions.
So there you heard from him. It was around 2 minutes, 23 seconds, his little statement. He goes into a bunch of questions. They ask him why he's calling on that particular representative instead of somebody else to open an investigation. And he said that's his U.S. House representative in his district. That's why he's doing it. It's a bunch of questions like that. It's not really anything we really need to pay close attention to. The important part here is that he is calling for an investigation on Ilhan Omar for all of these charges. And there's been a lot of talk about her marrying her brother, committing immigration fraud, tax fraud, all that kind of stuff. And I, for one, have always said if she did it, open up a damn investigation and charge her. Don't just keep using it as a talking point. Look into it and put her ass in jail if she broke the law like that. So that's exactly what this guy's calling for, is an actual investigation into her. We'll see what happens from it. The Post said that there are calls for her arrest. That's true. There's a lot of pretty big name people that are calling for her to be arrested on these charges. He did have the receipts. He has all the documentation. So it is something that he can back up and prove. So we'll see what happens. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. As always, up to you to make up your own mind, and I'll catch you on the next one. Till I speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye bye.